Hi everyone. So I know that sometimes reading a long email can be a lot. So hopefully, making this video will help you uh, go through the information a little bit easier. You can see what I've sent you on the screen. Yeah. The other video is about tech tips for Google Classroom and Person Realize. I think that will be helpful mostly for parents. Kids are used to it, but hopefully that will explain a few things to you. So, um, here's the information you need to know for math class. Some of this stuff is subject to change, but I'm pretty sure I figured out something that will work as best as it can for us at this time. So, in this email, the first thing I just wanted to explain was some of my philosophy going into all of this. Um, this has been really stressful figuring this out for teachers too. I know you guys are asking questions as well. But the main thing that I feel like I've gotten asked a lot is, do teachers really think that this is going to work? To be frank, I don't expect it to go smoothly. I don't expect us to not have hiccups. I understand online schooling is really daunting for many. I understand that your mental health may be affected from having to stay home. I understand that, this is a global health pandemic and your health and your safety of your family is likely to be affected by that, and maybe you're struggling with financial security right now. And all of those things are totally valid, and they're out of my control and out of your control. And that is really frustrating for many of us, losing a sense of control right now. So, what I ask going forward is that we're patient with one another. I'm trying my best, you're trying your best, we're all trying our best, okay? So I promise I'm doing my best given the circumstances. I'm trying to be fair and patient with everyone. So what I ask is that we communicate with one another. Communication is going to be very important from here on out. And your health and your safety comes first. Especially now more than ever. So I do need to make sure we're keeping an open line of communication. I'll be as accommodating as I can be. Um, that quote, do what you can with what you have where you are. That's totally my mantra right now. Doing what I can. Um, we're adjusting our expectations, all that stuff. Just keep in mind, I am getting a ton of emails just because that is our only form of communication right now. So it may take me a little bit to respond. So bear with me. So here's what learning will look like. So the Kansas State Department of Education released guidelines last week for distance learning. And what they recommended was no more than 30 minutes of learning or work per day. So that means lesson and homework per day per subject. So that's 3 hours total for high schoolers. I plan on sticking to that guideline, but just because we're trying to accommodate to so many different situations, I will allow for some flexibility on your end. So, what I'm planning on doing is on Fridays, I'll send out a list of tasks to be completed for the following week. So, I'll say, Monday, here's what you're doing, Tuesday, here's what you're doing, and so on. I'll post them on Google Classroom on Mondays. So, Monday at midnight, so really Sunday night at midnight, it'll pop up on Google Classroom. Um, even though I've paced them out day by day, you can work at your own pace. So if you really want to just Monday morning get up and do all your math work for the whole week, I know some of you prefer to do it that way, go for it. If you want to do it on Wednesday, you can do that. Okay. There are some tests and quizzes that do have specific due dates. The school wants us to only do math tests and quizzes to be due on a Monday or Wednesday. So keep that in mind. But what I would suggest is just sticking to the pacing. Just do 30 minutes per day every day. That will allow for you to do the best you can in this class, and you're not going to get overwhelmed that way. So try to stick to that 30 minutes per day schedule. So what will this actually look like on my end? Your work will consist of notes or lecture videos, online assignments through Pearson, which you guys are used to now, and quizzes or tests that will either be through Pearson or Google Forms. Is this ideal? Definitely not. And do I expect everyone to thrive on this type of learning? No, but it's the best way that we could come up with given the circumstances and how much we have to accommodate for. So, that being said, I have a couple tips for how to navigate this. I did have that other video that explains some stuff about Pearson and Google Forms that I think will be informative to parents. If you do not have a computer or internet and the school has yet to contact you, please contact me ASAP so I can make sure that they are getting you what you need. When it comes to lecture videos, please watch the video. This is key. Okay, I know that students love to just like silence it and write down what they see on the screen. That will be to your own detriment. So my goal is to not make them more than 15 minutes long, about 15 minutes. Some of them are a couple minutes longer, but right about 15 minutes. So it's not like I'm using up the whole 30 minutes that day to do a video. Um, I promise you can listen to me talk for 15 minutes. You do it all the time at school. It's not going to be any different. So please do that. I'm putting forth my best effort. I'm doing the best I can. I want everyone else to do the best they can too. Again, be patient with each other. I know this is not the best case scenario, but that's just how it is. If the video is going too fast, because I am trying to not use up too much space on storage and stuff like that, if the video is going too fast, pause it and just write down what you need to and then continue. Again, you can go back and rewatch stuff if you need it. That's another positive of the video. If you don't have a printer, just write stuff on notebook paper. So if you can't print out the notes, just write on a notebook paper. You're going to submit things electronically anyways, so it doesn't matter. Try to stay organized just like you would at school. So put your papers in a folder, organize them by class, stuff like that. Another big thing is that we are a team. We're in this together, and the internet is out there. So I'm not the only source of knowledge that you're going to have going forward. That being said, you can use, I know some of you do this anyways, use videos like on Khan Academy or YouTube, stuff like that. My only thing that I ask is if you did find a video to be useful for you, please share it with me, okay? I am doing enough just trying to set up all this stuff for you online. I can't necessarily go out and try to find supplemental videos for you guys. So I would love it if you find something that was helpful to you, just send it to me and that way I can share it with everyone on Google Classroom. If you found it helpful, I'm sure someone else will as well. Utilize all those help features on Pearson Realize, do the show me an example, help me solve this problem, stuff like that. I know sometimes you guys get frustrated when you type in an answer and it says it's wrong, and then you just keep typing in something that's slightly different until you get to your final check, and then you get the question wrong, and then you get mad. So please be patient. If you don't get it wrong, rework the problem. Maybe use those help tools. You do have 3 chances to get the problem right. Okay, so try your best. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the computer. Be patient with the situation. And as always, if your answer on the final check, so like after you submit it, and it says you got it wrong, but you typed in the same thing that it's telling you is the correct answer, screenshot it please, and just send it to me in an email. So if I see that it was similar enough, I'll award you points back. So please do that. So your work will be posted on Google Classroom. Just a general thing, make sure that if it is a Word document that I've posted, do not just look at the preview because math formulas do not show up in the preview. Make sure you open it as a Google Doc or a Word doc. If you're confused about that, watch the Google Classroom tech video. There's an example of that in there. Okay, so what is my role? Besides like preparing all this material for you guys, I'm here to help you, just like I normally am. Email me for quick questions. That's going to be the easiest. Otherwise, if you want extra one-on-one help, you can schedule a 15-minute Google Hangout with me using the calendar link. You can schedule an appointment that way. The link is in this email, or I will also post it on Google Classroom, so you can access it there. So that will be between 9:30 a.m. and 2, Mondays through Thursdays. Those will be recorded just for like safety legal reasons, just FYI, so that you're aware of that. If none of those times work for you, please email me and we might be able to figure something out. I just think those times will be kind of the best for all of us. But again, if that does not work, please email me. I do also ask that I get a day's notice. That way I can wake up on Monday, for example, and see, okay, I'm gonna Google hang out with these 4 people today, and I can actually plan out my day. I can't just be available all the time. So I do ask that you sign up at least a day in advance. All right, then how grades work. I'll enter grades after every quiz or test, so that's more or less a weekly or a bi-weekly schedule. I will put in stuff as missing if you don't have it in by the day of the test or quiz. But because of the really bizarre circumstances, assignments themselves will be worth full credit even up until the last day of school, just because there are so many like tech issues, family issues, just all kinds of stuff that are going to come up, and it's really hard to accommodate for that on my end when I don't see you in person. So again, that does not mean do everything on May 20th. Okay, you're gonna play yourself if you do that. Don't do that. because I'm also just not available all the time. You need to plan out when you're going to ask me for help and that type of stuff. So my suggestion is stick to the 30 minutes per day. Stay on the weekly schedule if you're not doing the 30 minutes per day thing. That's going to be the best thing for you. And then what's going to be different? So my goal, my job is to make sure that you know the essential, so the very important information that you need to move on in math. So if you're in math 1, you got to still be able to take math 2 next semester. Okay? So what we've done as math teachers is narrowed down on a few really select topics. So basically we're teaching the same thing, but just the really, really important things from each one of those types of things. So for example, in Math 3 right now, we're talking about logarithms. We're not going to do everything we were going to do with logarithms, but pretty much everything and just the really, really essential stuff. The cream of the crop, basically. So you are still going to be meeting the standards for the course that you're in. You're still going to move on, all that stuff. It's not going to be easier, but we have lightened the workload a little bit so that maybe it'll actually manageable to do from a home setting. So again, sticking to that 30 minutes per day thing, that's my goal. Hoping it will be a little bit more manageable. It's not going to be easier. So again, you still got to put in effort and work at it. It's not like you're going to totally understand everything just from watching the video, but there will be a little bit less work than what you've seen. Some of your tests and quizzes will also be multiple choice. More on that as we get closer to a test or a quiz, though. Then, can I still retake or make up stuff from the first half of the semester? I know several of you have emailed me to ask about this. Yes. Sorry, I've been really swamped this week, so I haven't been able to figure everything out yet. But I will be contacting you individually if you need to make something up. So just bear with me. That'll probably happen next week. And then if you need to retake something, please contact me next week and we can talk about how to do that. So hopefully this has given you a quick overview. Once again, I know there are going to be hiccups. I know it's not going to go just swimmingly, like everyone's going to get an A on everything and it's going to be fine and dandy, okay? I know that. I'm doing my best. I need everyone else to do their best too. We can be patient with one another. Please be patient with not just me, but all of your teachers. We're all trying our best. This is not what we were trained to do, all that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. Be kind to one another. Keep your health and your safety first. That comes first, okay? So do what you need to do. Stay in contact with me if you have any issues, and we will get through this together. Okay, that's pretty much it. So again, if you need to schedule a Google Hangout with me for help on something, you can do that using that appointment link either in this email or on Google Classroom. I'll see you guys soon.